Right now we are in a situation where all of our people glorify all of the athletes, all of the musicians, and none of the individuals that are trying to get the nation and the people right. This is the situation we're in right now. Read Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 13.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 5, verse 13. Therefore my people are gone into captivity.
We've gone into captivity. We are in servitude. Why?
Because they have no knowledge.
Because we have no knowledge. Not that we're retarded. You look at the statistics, they say that black women are some of the highest rates of college graduates. That's beautiful. You look at all the inventions of African Americans, we know that we're intelligent. That's not what the Bible's talking about. It says they have no knowledge of what? Of God. Our people have no knowledge of God. And because of that, what?
Because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished.
And here's the crazy part. For the small group of men, and people that we do have around us, that are trying to do right, that are trying to teach the people right, it says that there's a famine. There's a shortage of them. There is very few of them now. You know why? Because everybody chasing a bag. Everybody trying to get $1. Everybody is trying to figure out how to be accepted by the masses. And it's very unfortunate because the women are out here with no clothes on. You know why? Because the men validate that foolish behavior. The men are out here treating, over-sexualizing and dogging our women out. You know why? Because social media, because music, and because other niggas are telling them that's the way that you should be. The honorable men that are telling people they're wrong, they're looked at as, oh, y'all niggas weird. Oh, y'all niggas extreme. Oh, y'all niggas extra out. Oh, y'all niggas is extra out. And that's why when you look at our community, we're so broken. We're so destroyed. We're so messed up because the honorable men that are out here trying to do right, there's a shortage of them. Because we don't want to be looked at as weird. Because we don't want to be looked at as, oh, them niggas is extra. Oh, they doing too much. No, it's our job to teach our young men how to grow up to be righteous men. Our young women to grow up to be virtuous women. Our children to grow up and have dignity and integrity. But there is a famine of honorable leaders. There is a famine of honorable men. Read that from the top.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 13. Therefore my people are going into captivity because they have no knowledge. And their honorable men are famished. And their multitude dried of thirst.
The multitude of our people are dried up they're destroyed. Read.
Therefore hell hath enlarged herself.
Hell is not what Christianity and Catholicism has conceptualized to be hell. That's not what it is. Hell is a condition of our people, the condition that our people are in. Hell, this horrible, look at the black communities. It's destroyed. It says, and it will enlarge itself. And what, read?
Hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure. And their glory, and their multitude, and their plump, and he rejoiceth shall descend into it.
It says, and everybody that embraces hell is going to descend into hell. Now, mind you, this ain't talking about that the red man with the pitchfork sitting in fire. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about these conditions that we are in today. What our people are going through today. It said the conditions will get worse. Hell will enlarge itself because the honorable men are not stepping up. The honorable men are in a famine. We so smoked out these days that when we sit here and try to talk to people about, man, do you see the conditions of our community? Do you see the plight of our community? We so smoked out, we don't even care. You know why? But you know why we so smoked out? Sis, do you know why our people are so smoked out and drugged up?
Bring it out.
No, our people. Just overall. Yeah, do you know why? Because they're trying to find an escape from this hell. They get high. I done heard many people say, man, when I'm high, I just don't care. I'm good. I'm all right. man, sometimes, you know, I be so stressed out, I gotta drink my woes away. They don't have nothing better, but here's the thing. There is so much more for them to do. The problem is, because we don't want to elevate and educate ourselves, because we don't want to grow, because we don't want to get that in Hosea 4 to land back off of this. The scripture said this is what will go on with our people. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. The scriptures say that because of this condition that we're in mentally, that we will be destroyed. Watch this, read.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Do you believe that our people in this community, would you agree that we are really messed up? We are really destroyed? I don't know if you know this, but for those that don't know this, do you know that African Americans, black and brown people actually lead in mental health issues? We're talking stress, anxiety, PTSD, depression. Do you know we lead in that? And you know why? Because we are destroyed for our lack of knowledge. Now watch this. Let's read on.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
See, now, so it's not that we lack the knowledge. It's that we did what?
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
We reject knowledge. When you have people coming out here telling you, young woman, this is how you should be conducting yourself. Young man, this is a man. Shut the hell up with all that. Nobody trying to hear all of that. And you wonder why single parent households is prominent in our communities. You wonder why these children are so broken in our communities. You wonder why gangbanging is so prevalent in our communities. It's because what do we do to knowledge?
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Because what?
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Read.
I will also reject thee.
When we reject God and turn our backs on God, God turns his back on us. And a lot of us don't like to accept that. It's so crazy because people are like, if God really exists, then where was he during slavery? Where was he during this? Where was he when my cousin got gunned down? He was in the same place you niggas left him when y'all left him for the streets.
That's right.
Bring it out. That's where God is. When you decided that you wanted to go out and hit the club instead of honor the Sabbath, God was in that same place. When you decided that you wanted to go fornicate and sleep around and not take care of these kids, and now you're a child support, or now your child grew up to detest you, and now they're broken, and you're trying to figure out why they commit suicide and why they on drugs, where was God at? Nigga, he was in the same place when you left him to decide to do that.
Right.
But don't nobody want to talk about that because don't nobody want to be held accountable. God said, when you turn your back on me, I will turn my back on you. But guess what? If you turn back to me, I will turn back to you.
That's right.
Read that from the top.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
I will also reject you. If you turn away, you don't want to go to the blessings and the curses. Deuteronomy 28. He already said it. He said, you keep my laws and you do what I ask you to do, we good. I got you. As long as you listen to me, I got you. But the moment you turn away from me, understand, I got you, but in a different way. Deuteronomy 28:1, what does it say?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth.
It said, if you listen to me, if you follow what I tell you to do, I promise you, you're going to be blessed. I promise you, you're going to be above everybody else. I promise you, you're going to be in a situation where there's no stress. You're going to be blessed, and everyone's going to be subject to you, Israel.
Bring it out, Ak.
But then on the flip side, what does it say?
Let me go to 14.
15.
Same book, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
If you ignore me and decide you don't want to do what I'm telling you, come on.
to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
It said, if you decide to turn your back on me, I promise you all these curses are going to come upon you. You know what those curses what is entailed in those curses, encompassed in those curses? You're going to be at the bottom of the barrel. You're going to hate your brothers. Your brother's going to hate you. Single parent households, you're going to hate your spouse. Your spouse is going to hate you. God said, if you turn your back on me, all of these things are going to happen to you. Why? Because turning your back on God is turning your back on his laws. Turning your back on his laws is turning your back on everything that will turn this world into what's called, what people refer to as a utopia, the perfect world. The moment you turn away from what will make the world a perfect world, you have turned it into chaos. And that's what we don't understand. The opposite of a perfectly ordered world is chaos. Anarchy. When you turn your back from God, you have turned to anarchy and chaos. So God says, so long as you rocking with me, I can promise that you're going to be on top of the world. So long as you rocking with me, I can promise you that everything's going to be perfect. Everything's going to be right. The moment you turn your back on me, you're going to fall into utter chaos. You're going to fall into anarchy. You're going to fall into what Isaiah 5:13 refers to as hell. These hellish conditions that we live in today. Our blocks smell like piss. Our young men are being led astray. They want to be gangbangers. They want to be hood niggas. They turn into druggies, drug addicts. All of these music artists that are teaching kids to pop perks, teaching these kids to get off of fentanyl, teaching these kids to smoke their damn problems away. That is not what the community should be. But again, the honorable men, those men that are trying to teach these young men and young women the right way, there is number one, a shortage of them. There is number two, a pushback when we're trying to teach them these things. You want to know why? Go to Surah 3:24. You want to know why? Because America has taught you that your opinion matters. And the problem is too many irrelevant, unnecessary, unwarranted, ignorant, unvalidated, foolish opinions that we now have to respect. Watch what God says.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion.
And that's the problem. So when you got men out here speaking facts, spitting facts, giving you the stats, giving you the numbers, showing you out of God's word himself. And you still sitting there saying, yeah, I hear you, bud. And you still sitting there saying, well, I ain't nobody trying to hear all that. See, here's the problem, right? And see, I got my truth. Nigga, that's an opinion.
That's right.
There is no, I got my, no, the truth is the truth.
That's right.
Truth is objective. Truth is not based off of your opinion.
Right.
Can you formulate an opinion based off of facts? Absolutely. But is your opinion fact? No. And the problem is, in this world today, it is being pushed down our throats that we have to accept all of these stupid opinions. It is your opinion that you are a woman when you got a whole penis between your legs. But it is a scientific, biological fact that you are a man.
That's right.
You have testosterone. You have to take medication to block your testosterone. You are a man. It is an opinion.
Bring it out, man.
Bring it out.
But for some weird reason, the way that this way, here's the crazy part. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna ask you, sis, do you know why they created this process as to why all of these opinions matter? God does, you're right. God does give you choices. But in this world today, you want to know why they made it a situation where if that's your truth, well, I have to honor that. Otherwise, if you want to know why that happened, I'm gonna tell you why that happened. Because when we now start telling you objective truth, when we now give you the statistics, when we now give you the word of God itself, when we give you the back resource, the back sources that show you that this is objective facts, what happens is, well, I've been taught. I've been taught now. See, I grew up understanding that a woman is whoever identifies as a woman. I can now remove what is scientifically, objectively true, and now everyone's opinion matters. What does that do? That muddies up the water, so now when I'm trying to teach you correctly, in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah, but I was taught that if I feel this way, then that's right too. Right. It shouldn't be that way. But the reason why America has done that is because now I can muddy up the waters. When people are coming to give me real truth, I can sit there and sit back on, well, this is my truth. That's a problem. But you know how they do that? They attack the children. If I can teach these kids early on, 5, 6, 7 years old, when their mind is most malleable, when their mind is most influenced, if I can do that now, then it's going to be very hard for their brain to shift as an adult when other people are coming to them with actual facts.
Bring it out, man.
You do. You have to teach them at home. You have to put in that time, because I am a product of the public school system. The Los Angeles, we call it LAUSD education. LAUSD education gives you bare minimum. I had to learn all of the things that 90% of the things that I've learned, I had to learn outside of school.
That's right.
You know what I learned in school? I learned how to ditch school. I learned how to ditch class. That was one. I learned how to sneak around with women or girls at the time, because I was 16, 17, 18. I learned how to be sneaky with that stuff. I learned how to I learned all of my jokes. I learned how to defend myself. That's all I learned in the public school system. I learned how to cheat on homework, absolutely. I was a great cheater. I learned everything that school wasn't supposed to be teaching me at school.
Bring that out, huh?
And all of the things that actually would help me in my life, I had to learn that on my own. The public school system is not created to create analytical thinkers, to create, critical thinkers. It is created to create workers. They were created to keep you dumbed down, to not be able to think for yourself. Because so long as I can make sure that you can't think for yourself, I can think for you. How do they think for you? They put all of these laws in place. They indoctrinate you. And so long as I can keep you there, I can run you.
That's right.
And so long as I can run you, I can stay in power. That's all they care about. That's all they're focused on. And we've allowed it because we turned our backs on God. And because we turned our back on God, God has turned his back on us.
That's right.
And we are now in these conditions that we should not be in.
Bring it
So
out.
what should we be doing? Give me that Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
Bring it out, man.
What should we be doing? How should we be moving? How should we be conducting ourselves as a people? Read that for me. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Come on.
Fear God
Come on.
and keep his commandments.
Read.
For this is the whole duty of man.
If you just turned your back, if you turned back to God and started to keep his laws, his statutes, and his commandments, the communities that we live in right now would not look the way that they do. The broken families that we have now would not be the way that they are. The hatred that brothers, the disunity, the distrust, the toxic music, the toxic relationship, the toxic shows that are keeping us divided would not be a thing right now if we decided to turn back to the Most High God and do what it is that he has ordained for us to do, which is to be the leaders, the kings, and the princesses and the princes of this world.
That's right.
So with that, I'm going to say, Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Time for us to rise as a nation.